man. As you guys can tell already, I don't have an intro for these podcasts, but I do go by Tony Awdball, and this is an odd conversation with a very special guest.
I am Bonnie Blue.
Bonnie Blue, and I'm not gonna lie, I've actually been wanting to interview you since my last podcasting. So you had like this thing called Why Not TV like years ago and such, and it's like I'm always like seeing like some of the new people coming out, and I'm like, okay, I like the stuff that comes up. But I've actually found out about you from the Cypher. You know what I mean? Like the
Cypher Effect.
Cypher Effect.
Shout out to Cypher Effect.
You were there with like Nat the Lioness, Lucy Camp, Ruby Ibarra.
Yep.
And you were the first one that really started off and everything.
I did a few Cypher Effects, and that was by far one of my favorites. I love working and rocking with the ladies of hip hop, so it was a good time. We drove up. Nat and I actually drove up with the team, the Cypher Effect team, up to. I think we shot in San Jose. Now I can't even remember. It was either Sacramento or San Jose, somewhere up north. But we drove up there and then linked up with Ruby and Lucy, and yeah, it was a good time. Damn,
that's where they're from over there, or?
Yeah, they're both from NorCal.
Oh shit.
I can't remember if it was. I think it was San Jose. I think Lucy's from San Jose, but I'm not positive. But I know, both of them are from the Bay. Nat and I are from SoCal, so it was a cool connection.
Okay, now did you get like the nerves like just being the first one up or no? Because I think that over 1 million views.
I actually chose to go first, so I didn't. I was probably I was like feeling myself that day. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go first. And actually, like, I struggled with that verse. I had trouble writing it. I kind of, like, lagged it. I did the fucking procrastinator thing and like, waited. So I kind of struggled with that verse. But then on the day of the shoot, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go first. Like, let me just get it out of the fucking way.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Down. Like, like, back in the day and stuff, like, you start, like, getting used to freestyling in general, and then it usually starts like when you're in the ride with your friends or whatever. Yeah. You're all smoking and shit, and then it's like someone puts a beat on out of nowhere, like, yo, let me spit something real quick. And like most of the time, everyone's ass. Like no one knows what the hell they're doing. They're just like talking shit, But like sometimes I'm like, okay, well let me see if I can start something off and see if it actually gets better with everybody or not.
Yeah.
I understand those feelings and stuff, but like doing it on video, and let alone for the Cypher Effect. Like they've had some good names on there.
They've had some really good names. For sure. It's a different platform. It's not freestyle. It is written, so you're kind of performing a verse that you've written for the most part. Like I actually did one I did a Cypher Effect in Oxnard, and one of the guys on there did actually freestyle his verse, but for the most part they're written.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely give people credit for that. Do that, man. It's a lot of pressure on your head because I'm a songwriter, but I just don't record music. But like it takes me a good minute, like because I like to structure things differently than like the average person, I guess. But but like from listening to your music and stuff, you kind of understand where I'm like coming at, like trying to like find deliveries and like some of the metaphors that you can possibly use and such, let alone like the rhyme schemes.
Yeah.
It's pretty ill.
I have fun. I like music too. I like lyricism and poetry and hip hop. So all of those different things I like to play around with too.
Yeah. I also felt semi-attacked in the very what was it, during the middle of the last album, but the track Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
And then I think like one of your opening lines were like, I don't need no ghostwriter. I got my own spirits. And I was like, yo, that was actually pretty hard though. I'm not gonna lie. Not many people use those ghostwriting references, man. And it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm not even like against ghostwriting either. So don't
oh yeah, no, I'm messing with you.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a bar.
Yeah, no, hands down. And how was it even like creating that whole entire project and such?
It was a long time coming for sure. I originally, when I started doing shows, I wasn't really like taking it very seriously. I really just enjoyed rocking live shows and just really doing that. I didn't really have any intention of like putting an album out for a while, and then I started to work with different producers and started putting ideas and projects together, and I couldn't fucking find myself to like finish any of them. So, and I did start to feel, after a couple years of just rocking shows and people always asking me, like, where can I find your music? You know, and I would always be like, nowhere. I don't actually record music. I just like to rock live shows. You know, I started to feel like, okay, maybe I should actually put some things together. And I eventually I picked songs from multiple projects that I had in the works, and I put them on one album together and called it All Things Considered, because it was a lot of different things and ideas that I had, and ultimately it came out together though.
Yeah, no, hands down. And then I don't know, so like, is there like some kind of ritual you do before you even hit the stage or whatnot?
I usually like to, like, I don't know, just kind of have a moment to myself. I always go through this thing right before I get on stage where I literally completely forget every word that I've ever, like, every lyric I've ever written. Like, 5 minutes before I go on stage, it's just this thing that happens. My mind goes completely blank and I forget all of my lyrics, so I'll just sit with myself for a minute.
Yeah, the little stage fright.
I don't know if it's really stage fright, because it depends. Like, it depends on if there's people, if there's people in the crowd that know me, like, in other ways than as an artist, I get a little nervous. But, like, I'm pretty comfortable rocking crowds of people that don't know who I am, or that, like, know who I am as an artist and are there to, like, watch me rock. But, like, if my family's there, or, like, coworkers that, just know me from, like, a totally different world are there, then I get a little, like, weirded out.
No, I actually understand that, because what was it? When I have like a few friends that made music, but I've been knowing them for years and years, like before I even thought about doing these interviews.
Yes.
And I just interviewed one of them like maybe like a couple weeks ago, and man, it just felt so weird trying to like not just lean into the stuff that I already know, and then, like, everybody that don't know him at all, it's like, oh gosh, like how can I really set this up? And then it was just like,
it's interesting. It's kind of the opposite for me. It's like I'm like scared because I'm so telling in my music usually, and I do speak from my personal experience, and I do get a little emotional sometimes. Shit. And like speak about certain things that I've been through, and so that's all things that, like, I wouldn't maybe necessarily talk about openly with my friends and family in any regular basis, because my art is kind of my release for that. So it's interesting, because I'll be like nervous about, like, fuck, they're gonna hear me speak on some shit that, like, they probably have never, they either for sure don't know that I've ever been through, or they don't know the extent of what I went through when I went through it.
Yeah, I know. So would you say that some of your lyrics that really kind of stem from, like, dark times, or let alone, like, just life experiences in general?
Yeah. I typically, like, for my solo stuff, I definitely feel like I write from personal experience for the most part. My collab stuff, I'm a little bit more experimental with, and I have a little bit more fun with. Like, I'm working on a bunch of new music with Rick's Rumble, and when I'm doing stuff with him, it's like a completely different vibe. So I do have a little bit more fun and more playful and stuff. But on my solo stuff, I definitely I write, as a way of just getting shit out, getting shit off my chest, and working through things too,
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, I like Rick Rumbles and stuff, like him, Foxtail, like all the Star Life people and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they always been like, like, I like their what's it called? Their the way that their direction, but it's like a different word. I can't really find it right now, but like they are doing stuff that not many people do. Like a lot of people kind of just stick to, like, okay, well, be a rapper. Okay, well, a lot of people are still trying to find a voice and such.
Yep.
But them, like, it's like they already have the creativeness coming out, so it's like, like, let's just have fun with it and try,
it's a lifestyle.
And make it we've already been bred in this thing. You know what I mean? And
for sure.
That's one thing I've liked about it. So that's one I seen, like, well, before you even, like, mentioned, like, their names in the first place, I did see, like, one of your reposts with, like, Rick's and Foxtail, but you also had Diva Mescal inside there too. Yeah. All in the studio, and I'm like, dude, that is wild, because I interviewed Mescal as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, all right, this is pretty interesting, and it's like just small world, and I remember like just thinking like back in 2016, I think I was like, maybe I could finally get this interview with Bonnie. You know what I mean? Like that'd be tight. You know,
that's amazing. So, no,
small world.
Come full circle for sure. I mean, it's a dream team. Like me, like I said, I did mention me and Rick are working on music. Me and Fox are working on music. The three of us just released a song real recently called New Shit. It's all three of us. Production by Lex, Lex on the beat, and Mezcal's been engineering a lot of the stuff for us. So we just. It's a trip because people were reacting to it like, oh my god, like you're in the studio with all of them. I'm like, yeah, these are literally like, I mean, I spend almost every day with Rix and Fox because we're always, we're working on a lot of shit right now, and Mezcal's engineered. I just released a solo song called Morals that Mezcal executive produced and engineered. And then Fox and I, we were in the studio the other night. Fox and I recorded a song, just the two of us, called Storms that we're hoping to release pretty soon here. We're shooting a video for it.
Man, I'm getting all the exclusives right now, man.
I know. I mean, there really is like right now. It is kind of a crazy time. I was even like, should I take an interview right now? Because we only released songs so far. Like we released, like I said, I released a solo song, Morals. I just released a collab track with Kiddo and MC Hollow Visions. Called Ego, and then me, Rix, and Fox dropped our song. But we have videos coming too. I'm getting ready to release a music video for Morals, and then Rix and I have a song called Lock Me Away that we're finishing up the video for this weekend, and hopefully we'll be releasing that within the next couple weeks. And we have a lot of stuff in the works.
Jeez, man. I'm gonna start asking for exclusives, man. Not gonna lie whatsoever, man. Like, cause like I'm an aficionado with music. This is the reason why I do this thing in the first place. But like, knowing that like you're already kind of like already in the works with the people that I've actually interacted with, and it's like kind of interesting to me because all these people that I've interviewed, all been over FaceTime. You know? I just like two interviews ago I started doing in person ones, starting with Triz, and then I got one with the Drake God from GG Westwave and all that. Mm-hmm. So it's like cool, like I'm finally like getting things done in person. That's what I like a lot more. Yeah. And so that's why like just knowing that you're around the same people that I've interacted with, it's like, dude, like it really is a small world. And I've always like wondered like how you like you guys just like just like cross paths in the first place. Like whether it came from like the Style Life or like the East of the River people and stuff.
So Rix Rumble and I were both in a crew together several years ago. We were in a group together called Bushwell Junkies, and we released a project with it was me, him, another MC, and a producer. The four of us released a project together called Bushwell Junkies. So Rix and I have been making music together for about 7 years. He's known Fox for many years. They pretty much grew up together in the Valley, and so I've known Fox almost as long as I've known Rix, but I've always, me and Rix made music together since back in the day. So, him and I always had a closer relationship because we worked a lot more together. And then, he's been back and forth in Germany. So we haven't been able to really like work on music for a long while. But, last summer when he got back, me, him, and Fox pretty much just really reconnected, and we just decided like, we want to make music. We were all already working on some solo stuff anyway, but the three of us just kind of came together and really caught a vibe and started creating some new shit. That's our first single. It's called New Shit. But I've known them for a long time, and Mezcal I've known for a long ass time too. Like I've been rocking with East of the River for a long time. Like I've known all of them. They've hit me up for shows. When I've done tours in the area, they've always rocked on our shows too. Like, so it's just I've known everyone pretty much from the crew for a long time and just been rocking with them. And eventually working with Mezcal, we kind of all started working with him at the same time last summer when we decided like, we want to work and we need a studio to record at. And at first, like, we can all record each other, but none of us are really like engineers. We don't mix and master and stuff. So at first we were using the studio and old East of the River studio. We were kind of renting it out and recording ourselves, and then we were like, okay, we actually need a fucking engineer.
Jeez,
so
it really does make that much of a difference.
It really does. Like
fucking moth. Jesus, sorry about that. We have a little
cameo.
We have
a little visitor.
I know, yeah, we have a little cameo, always crashing interviews and shit. Yeah.
But yeah, we just, it all came together, and we've been just working ever since, pretty much.
Yeah, no, hands down. And like, me, like, when it comes to music and such, I just, I'll treat the same exact. I put the same amount of pressure when I listen to like new artist music, regardless of the gender that gender roles and all that. But do you do you ever feel like, okay, like I really need to step it up around like like the homies and stuff, or is there like a different energy?
I actually, people are gonna fucking hate me for saying this, but I actually feel the opposite. I feel like the homies and the guys need to fucking step it up at this point. The ladies are like, I'm sorry, but no.
No, don't apologize for that shit. No, hell
sorry,
no.
Not sorry, but no.
Keep that fucking energy, dude.
Y'all motherfuckers gotta step it up, because the ladies have been killing it, dude, and have been on some real shit.
Fucking shit
bringing the vibes, rapping their ass off, singing their hearts out, and just like speaking on some real shit, but I definitely went through, when I started several years ago, there wasn't a lot of females, I mean, there wasn't a lot of females getting the kind of attention that there are now, it was different, and not that I felt necessarily a pressure, but I knew that there was like extra attention and like attention and hate, because I'm a woman walking up into a cypher, and especially if you kill it, then then you just got some extra heat on you. But
it's like a bittersweet privilege and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, in reality,
for sure.
I mean?
Because it's true. Like you get hate, but at the same time, like I will say, like I've always had a lot of respect. People haven't been too crazy, like. And I just, I like to have fun when it comes to, like, ciphering and shit like that. And, of course, when me and the guys pull up anywhere, like, we're really just, we're having a good time when it comes to ciphering and shit. Because it's like, we know it's a totally different thing. Like, I'm not going to take it personal if someone kills me in a cipher, because it's like, it's supposed to be for fun, I'm not out here trying to battle rap nobody, so we just have fun with it and try to catch a vibe. And I enjoy watching ciphers too. Like I'll fucking just be there chilling watching ciphers just because they're fun to watch. Like it's fun to watch someone go off and catch the flow. Like it's just fun.
No, hands down. Because here's the thing I like about features, and a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like features because then it takes away from the artist's album. But it's like, no, I think that's like the best, one of the best records, because now it's like, okay, well, I can't let you outdo me on my own song,
Yep.
Like, it's like having Eminem on his song and you don't go as hard as you should be. You know what I mean? And it's that's why a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's Eminem's song now. Like, those nerdy hip hop heads, and I could be like that way too. You know what I mean? But the same thing with the cypher though. Is like, okay, well, that's why like you going up first. It's like, okay, well, I have like 3 other chicks right behind me. I gotta really bring it so like people really recognize me after they hear their shit too. I will
say too, like for that cypher, like we practiced it too before we filmed and everything, but going into it, I knew I didn't have like I didn't have the best verse out of everyone, so I didn't want everyone to like kill it and then me go at the end and people be like, well, that wasn't anything too crazy. Like I still, I did my thing, I spit bars, but I knew I didn't want to end it, because like the girl, I think actually the order ended up really perfectly. Like, I kind of dribbled it down the court. Nat had a fucking amazing pass. Ruby fucking alley-ooped it, and Lucy fucking slam dunked it. So I think the order worked out for what it was. Like,
But at the same time, though, for like a starter and stuff, like for like the lead off and all that, like you killed your shit. You know what I mean? Like you did what you had to do.
I appreciate that.
No, hands down.
Yeah, no, I think the order was really dope, and it was a really fun experience. And the same with features. Like even Ego, the song that we just dropped, like when I first did my verse on that song, the guys were kind of like, you didn't really like kill it, like I did some different things on the song, I kind of like harmonized, and I went into, I sang a little bit, and I kind of just did something different. You know, I wasn't going on the track to be like, I'm gonna fucking rap my ass off and like I want to kill off these other two MCs, because that just really wasn't the vibe I caught with the song. So it is kind of dope to be able to play around a little bit on feature songs. Like I don't always want to kill people off. You know, sometimes I just want to have some fun and make a cool song, and I think that's what we did with Ego.
It's definitely, you know, I understand that, you know, just sometimes you just gotta raise that bar, you know, and you know, sometimes like have you ever had to like rewrite a verse after getting someone else's verse coming in? Shit, she had to cheat her way up there, man. Jesus.
Yes, no, to be honest, I rewrote my verse for Ego, but I didn't use the rewrite because I liked the way that I wrote the original one, and I felt like I caught a vibe in a certain way that's like the second verse that I wrote was way harder. You know, it was just like hella bars and rap shit, and I was just like, you know what, I've done that. I think that's the thing too. It's like when you do something so much, you're just like, okay, I want to try something. I know I can rap my ass off. Nobody is ever gonna fucking tell me that I can't rap my ass off. So like, you know, at this point, I just want to like have a little bit more fun or try something different. You know, get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, definitely. So what kind of man, I hate asking this because it's so typical, but like inspirations, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of helped mold your craft together?
Me and my life. For sure. I mean, you know, of course, like I love music. I grew up with really eclectic music. My mother had a really crazy record collection from Anita Baker to Alice in Chains. My mom was obsessed with Bjork. So my mom was obsessed with Eminem too. Funny, like, and Marilyn Manson. Like, my mom was all over the place. And my mom is a jazz singer. So I just grew up around
a little bit of every genre.
Yeah, I grew up around artists. I grew up around music, and I've always just been a fan of music and hip hop specifically. You know, I grew up as a writer. I wrote poetry. I wrote short stories. Like, I've experienced just depression and things like that from a really young age, not even really realizing it at the time. You know, in retrospect now, I can look back at my childhood and be like, oh yeah, that's what I was dealing with. But I use writing as a form of therapy, and I found that I found hip hop music to be therapeutic too, because as much as I couldn't necessarily relate to a black man's struggle in fucking the Bronx in New York, like, somehow I connected with the pain in his voice and the way that he chose to, you know, put his life into lyrics and make something different out of it, you know, almost like alchemize that pain and make something better out of it, create art or create music.
Yeah, no, hands down. And like, I'm not trying to go, like, you know, I'm not trying to make it all deep, you know, moment right now, but like, how do you usually like cope with your, like, you know, depression when it acts up and stuff, or like anxiety and all that?
I still am like trying to learn different things, but because I'm definitely a type of person where I'll indulge in it a little bit. I won't try to fight it as much, because I feel like fighting it sometimes is more exhausting than just letting it fucking process, you know? But I think there's really simple things, you know, like just taking care of yourself in general, you know, getting exercise, getting outside, moving, just literal movement. I like to dance and stuff, just like random dance parties, just to try to keep it light. And, you know, sometimes when it's heavy, just sit with myself and let it be a little heavy and try to write, or just really let it process. Like, I think everybody's journey with it is very different, and it's always a work in progress.
Yeah, I totally feel you. Sometimes, like, you know, I have like people that will tell me like, oh, you know, I'm going through like a difficult time, or, you know, my anxiety's acting up, and then, you know, like, I'm always like saying like, oh, you know, like, you know, always throwing options out there. But
right.
But when I go through it, I don't use any of them.
None of them. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I'm
like, I just let nature take its course with that. I'm just like, all right, just, you know, fuck me as much as you want, and as soon as you're done, I just close the door, and I'll be, you know, I'll see you next time.
And then you can sign, sealed, delivered.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I know that. And some people always say like like even like like mushrooms will like it's like kind of like it helps reduce like
sure.
the depressions and everything
Yeah.
and I totally agree with it and such like me
I do too for sure. Yeah. I'll definitely like I'm due for one too, and it's a full moon tomorrow night, so we'll see what happens. Ooh. But I will actually usually like once a year, maybe twice a year sometimes I'll take mushrooms and I'll just literally go for a trip by myself and let everything process, just cry it out. I'll write, I'll just sit with myself and really just process things. Especially when it's like there is so much to process from your own life that like as you're growing up, like I said, it's like I know now I experienced depression and trauma as a child, but at the time I didn't really know that. So now that I know that, it's like I'm not only processing the shit that I have to deal with now in my day-to-day life and stresses and things like that, or trauma that I'm experiencing as an adult, I'm still processing things that happened to me as a child. So it's a lot to process, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's processing and seeking wisdom in what you've been through and trying to alchemize that pain to hopefully help yourself and ultimately help others. I think that's what it is for me with music too. I've always pretty much one of the main things that has really kept me continuing to make music is the fact that people have told me that I've helped them through shit. Mm-hmm. And like, there's nothing that helps me more than knowing that what I've been through in my life can ultimately help someone else feel less alone in whatever they're going through when they're going through it, because I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to feel like, fuck, I can't even process this, and nobody will ever understand what I'm going through or how this feels or whatever it is. Like, I know how that feels. So if I could, and I know how music has helped me through those times. So if I can, just be any glimpse of hope for someone because I've created art in a way, that's what I would ultimately want.
Yeah, no, like, man, like, that's why, like, some people, they just kind of say, like, oh, like, why do you like this rapper or like, this artist? Because, like, they're not even all that. But it's like, they don't gotta be all that. Sometimes when the words resonate a lot better, it hits a lot harder, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so that's why, like, it's like another reason why I do this thing, so I can really show others, like, like, not because I personally relate to them all the time, but, like, I know many other people out there that, personally, that experience the same things that they talk about.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, like, not everything's deep, but at the same time, it's like, these people deserve some recognition.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if people can really just get big off just their controversies, all right, well, but there are talented people too. Yep. So it's like, we know we can push them out.
Yeah.
And then that's like one thing about, I guess, like, regions and like people, they always say people that aren't from your area will fuck with you a lot more than the people that are in the area, and like for instance, you went out to Europe, I don't know how many times, and like
I've actually only been there once.
You only been there one time?
I've only been there once.
You've been to so many fucking states or countries.
I went on one world tour a year ago. I left, what day is it? It's the 30th. I left 1 year ago yesterday. Last year on October 29th, I left for a world tour, and that was my first time out of the country, actually.
Wow.
I went to seven countries, I believe. Yeah. You
have a specific country you're looking forward to coming back to?
Tokyo, for sure. Tokyo's number one on my list. We were supposed to actually go to Egypt just a couple weeks ago, but our flights got canceled last minute, and we were just like, all right, fuck it.
Not many people talk about Egypt. That's actually pretty tight.
Yeah, we have One Below stays out there. Shout out to him, Binary Star, a legend. He, I've been rocking with him for years too, and we were talking about going out there for a while, and he was telling me that he was coming out. He's actually in the process of flying out here right now. So we were talking, and he's like, hey, he knew that I was interested in going out there, so he's like, if you're interested, I'm actually leaving on the 3rd. I think he left today. On the 30th, so if you want to come out here, you guys should come before that date. So we had our flights booked for the 16th to the 24th, and we're supposed to go out there, but like I said, our flights got canceled, and, you know, we just fucking decided, like, we could have rerouted and shit, but so much was going on at the time that we were like, you know what, fuck it, let's not even deal with that, we'll reschedule for later. But in any case, yeah, I've only been out of the country once, and it was an incredible time, though. We went to Amsterdam, you know, we traveled around the Netherlands, we went to the UK, went to London, Manchester, went to Switzerland, and then went to Tokyo, Seoul, South Korea, and Hong Kong. And it was incredible. Shout out to Megan Oki. She's the one that pretty much set it all up and invited me to go on the adventure with her.
Damn. See, that's the cool thing about connections. You know?
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna come up. Cause I remember hearing it on the On the Way Down podcast. You know, I believe that was from like 6 months ago or whatnot. And yeah, I mean, I would ask a lot more about like these country trips, but I think I heard like a good amount of them. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, you know.
Yeah,
what?
we went in.
I know that's why
we went in on that interview.
Yeah, so you guys went wild on it. I was like, damn. I was like, I'm not gonna have that many things to talk about, man. I don't like re-asking questions. So it's like, fuck, you know. And so it's like, all right, well, you know, do it, you know, like that already marked off a good amount of questions I had. All right, that's cool. But how about America-wise then? America-wise, like, what's like a state that you're looking forward to coming back to?
New York. I'll be there at the beginning of December, actually, with Megan Oki and Rix and Fox. So,
oh, shit.
I'm definitely looking forward to going back to New York.
What, for like a show or something, or what?
No, we have shoots scheduled pretty much. We're going out there to shoot videos, and we're doing like a live performance in the park one day, but other than that, we're planning on going out there to work on music and to shoot. I don't know. We're like, if we can't, like, the thing with shows right now, it's kind of crazy, and you know, they're hard to book right now because you don't know what's gonna,
like, you don't know what's actually gonna fall through or whatnot.
Yeah, it's still kind of hard to put some shit together with the live shows, and I'm not necessarily like super trying to right now either. Like I've always been, I will say that's probably the blessing in disguise of this whole shutdown, because I love rocking live shows, and being able to rock live shows in a lot of ways has kept me out of the studio, and I think not being able to rock live shows made me go to the studio, which I needed to do. Like I've had so much music that I haven't recorded or haven't finished, like, so blessing in disguise. It forced me to go into the studio, and now I have a bunch of new music, but now I'm kind of on that creative bug side of like, okay, I have a bunch of new music, and all I want to do is shoot videos for a while, and then, you know, maybe next year get back to the shows and probably do another world tour.
No, hands
Megan
down.
Oki. Yeah.
Jeez, you know, continue those world tours. I'm not gonna lie whatsoever. You gotta build relations out there. Next thing you know, you don't have to spend money on hotels. You know, you have the homies, but like, oh, here.
Yeah.
You know, it's all set up here.
We were really blessed on that tour. Almost everywhere that we went, we had hosts or friends that we worked with, or artists that we worked with, and, you know, places to stay. We did get Airbnbs some places, but it was a really great trip all around. We got to do a lot with the locals, and, you know, it's just amazing to travel and see different things, you know, be able to rock and, you know, just experience something outside of, you know, like you said, people love you more once you travel the world and you come back to your city.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have like people that support my podcast more than my friends do, and those are my friends.
Yeah.
You know
yeah, for sure.
So that's why I'm like, okay, you know.
That's why I say, like, if I'm at shows and stuff, and my friends are there, like, for, you know, from back in the day or something, like, it's just different. It's like,
it is,
you know, because they know you
different aura.
in a different, yeah, they know you in a different way. It's almost like it's almost hard not for them, you know, or hard for them not to judge you from a certain perspective, because they're just like, who the fuck do you think you are, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the weird world that we are, weird perspective that we deal with friends or family and stuff, because you start to, I guess, find yourself in these different creative mediums, and people that have known you, you know, for a long time may not have ever known that you have this in you or you have this interest, and then all of a sudden you're an artist and you're doing shows and you're rapping and you're singing and all this shit, and people are just like, what the fuck, where did this come from? Or all of a sudden you're hosting a podcast and people are like, I never knew he wanted to be a host, you know, like, who does this guy think he is? Mm-hmm. But we just gotta, you know. You
just come up with an odd approach, man. That's the way it comes, you know, odd conversation. Nah, I'm messing with you.
Hey, the drop, though.
So, I'm not gonna lie. So, someone, I asked around and such because I'm kind of like in this network, message group on Twitter, mm-hmm. and but a bunch of like local and like semi-local artists and such. And I threw it up in there earlier today, and I'm like, I'm interviewing Bonnie Blue tonight. If there's any like questions or topics you guys are like interested in knowing, feel free to shoot. Okay. And I got one from Tangent. I don't know if you know who Tangent is.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Wiggy. So I don't know if I'm gonna steal
West Coast Avengers. Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm gonna steal the pop of this question just because like the way it sounds. I'm like, all right, we might got some exclusive info here. So.
Okay.
But are you still banned from Luxembourg? Is that how you say it?
Am I still banned from Luxembourg?
Yeah, I believe that's how you say it. Let me check. Ooh. Luxembourg. Still banned from Luxembourg.
I have no idea what that means.
Oh wow, I don't know. Yeah, he put that up. He's like, she's still banned from Luxembourg. Because when we were talking about the States, I'm like, you know what? I totally forgot about this question right here. All right, I don't know if this is a place. I don't know if it's like a venue or whatnot. But then he also followed up with, did she forgive him? So I don't know if it's like a group or like some kind of shit. That's why I'm like, wow.
What the fuck, Tangent? Okay, let me think about this.
Luxembourg. Yeah, LUXEMBOURG.
Well, I'm not banned from anywhere that I would ever want to go back to. So,
But you had your wild times, so you're banned from certain places.
No, I mean, at this point, I don't think I'm banned from anywhere. It's been enough time. Enough time has passed, I think.
Okay.
And I have different color hair, so people just want, I could sneak by.
Shit,
now I'm really fucking curious what Luxembourg. I'm trying to think if that's like a venue, if there's a venue with a similar name or something.
Well, you been banned from venues?
Yeah.
Any of them stand out you'd like to share?
I don't even know the name of it, but I got banned from a venue in somewhere in the Bay.
Oh, Luxembourg. Nah, I'm missing.
Now I'm like, was it Luxembourg? I don't even know. Now I'm like, wait, is that what the fuck he's talking about?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I just, I was on some reckless shit. I was a little tipsy, and I actually this dude was like pressing me, and he was initially like hitting on me, and then and I wasn't really giving him the time of day, and then it was before I rocked. I was sitting at the bar minding my own fucking business, and he came up and started talking to me, and I was nice enough to even like say anything, but I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever, get the fuck away from me. And then I went on stage and rocked, and afterwards he came up and like continued to try and like hit on me and shit, and then I was just like, I'm good, dude, like, he's like, let me buy you a drink, and I'm like, I can buy my own fucking drinks, thank you, like, get the fuck out of my face at a certain point. And then he just started being a dick, so I fucking smashed a beer bottle over his head.
Oh shit. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were like, and I just fucking punched his ass. I was like, wow, you fucking went straight for the bottle.
No, I mean, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, he was just pushy. I was a little tipsy at that point. I had just rocked. My adrenaline was pumping, and I fucking, I don't know. I think a part of me, like, now that I'm thinking of, like, telling the story, which I've never talked about. Thanks, Tangent. Fucking airing my shit out. No, I think probably at the time I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to smash a bottle over someone's head. Like, let me fucking get this shit real quick.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of women say that too. You know, like me and some of my guy friends will ask like our chicks that we're with and stuff, and be like, hey, like if we got into like a brawl, like what would you do and stuff? And then one of our friends was like, you know, I've always wanted to break a bottle over someone's head, like specifically word for word. And I was like, is that like a female thing or something? Because that you know, like I heard a lot of women say that, so I was like, oh shit, you know.
Damn, I don't know. We got some issues, I guess.
Yeah, so within the 7+ years of being in the music industry and stuff, so like how often and you know like does that kind of encounter, not like specifically to that extent, but like you just always being like hit on like when you're just trying to get some business done?
Before I'm on stage, it happens a lot more. But like I don't know. I mean, as time goes on, it's like, you know, you learn like, okay, I'm just not gonna chill at the bar. You know, I'm not gonna chill at the bar by myself before I rock the set. But no, I mean, normally like I think I've been kind of lucky in that way that like most of my experience with the male species in the music world has been extremely respectful, and I think especially if it's like after I rock, because I feel like it's like if guys watch me rock, they probably either get intimidated or they just know, like they get the vibe, like don't fuck with me, like I'm not here for that, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm not, yeah, I guess I'm just not really the type to attract that kind of attention, I think, to begin with. I'm not like, I don't know. Unless I'm sitting at the bar alone, I guess. But like I said, I don't do that anymore. Oh,
gosh. Yeah, man. I remember back in my days, I used to go to bars all the time, and then like my friends and I would I don't know, like my record with girls isn't bad, but it's not the highest. You know what I'm saying? But I had a friend that always wanted to get girls, so every time we go out, it's like, okay, well, I guess I have to be a wingman for you. Let's go. Come on. Because I know him.
I've been there.
And so it's like,
a great wing woman.
Dude, women are the best wing women. That's one thing for sure, man. Like any girl that's like, oh, don't worry, I'll try to hook you up, bro. It's like a never failed thing. It just always works out that way, you know. So that's like one thing I always get.
Hustle.
Mm-hmm. Like you just go up like, hey, you're pretty, come here, and then start talking like, oh, have you met my friend? You know, you play the How I Met Your Mother card. You know, like, have you met Bonnie? You know, it's like top of that shit.
There it is.
Yep. Shit. So, you know, like this thing I do on the show, you know, I just throw some odd questions out there, you know, just like some out of the ordinary ones. And, you know, one of my favorite is like, you know, if you were to live in any TV universe, you know, like TV show, like, yeah, TV show, like a cartoon or like a reality TV show, whatever, you know, what kind of movie, like, universe would you like to be in?
I want to say South Park just because I've been watching that so much recently and it's just so fucking funny. But, like, I don't know how it would be actually existing in that. Well, we kind of do. Actually, that's a horrible one because we actually do kind of exist in we exist. South Park? South Park is basically
they're like the show that's on at the most.
The cartoon version of our actual world. So that's a horrible answer.
Imagine breaking a bottle over that dude's head inside South Park. Holy shit! The fucking like bodies is like looking like veggie tails stacking on each other. You know what I mean?
Oh
like
it's just
complete chaos.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't even know. Maybe the Kardashians, because I could just be like rich as fuck.
All right, interview's over. You know, it was nice talking to you. No, no, but yeah. I mean, I never watched an episode, so I can't be talking shit. That's one thing for sure.
It would only be to be rich as fuck. Like, that's the only...
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's not for any other reason. It's just to have the money that they have.
What, you want the Kim K money or you want the Kylie Jenner money?
I would take either one. Shit.
Because, like, the Kim K...
I'll take either money. I'll take Kylie's ass.
Yeah, I would do that. Because, honestly, like, if you're doing the Kim K route... That means you get the Ray J feature. You know what I mean? You get that.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you want that money exactly.
No. Yeah, okay, now I get the question.
Yeah, see, that's why I was like, or you could just have like a successful ass makeup.
Do you want $50 million or do you want $500 million?
Shit, man, I don't even know anymore at this point. It's like that's why, like, you know, some people are like, oh, like you could be the next this and next that. I'm like, not really. I don't want those kind of problems in my life. I'd rather have my own problems than if people can compare them with that.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I like it existing in my own little worlds that I create. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And for the last odd question I have is it's your time to go. It's you're in your casket, but you're able to choose beforehand whatever, like your spirit's there or whatever, and you can bring 3 albums with you to the grave. What 3 albums are you gonna be running with, or floating with? I don't know.
Whatever the name of the album is that Rix and I are working on right now.
Yeah, that's cheating, bro.
Definitely.
You can't be doing that.
That will be one of them.
God.
That's an exclusive.
Wow.
Let's see. I'd have to go Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And Bjork. Fuck, I don't even know what name is my favorite album. Any of the Bjork albums, really.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think you're like maybe the first person to ever talk about Bjork, like, let alone with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've heard like in the other interviews of like different people, mentioning them, but like never because I've heard like random ass genres and like artists and bands, and it's like cool, like it's kind of interesting. Like some people would say Depeche Mode, and it's like, dude, like finally I get to hear about Depeche Mode.
Maybe I'll say Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. That's a good album.
Okay.
That answer would change though every day, because it's so fucking hard. Like you can't pick. Man.
It's like picking your favorite kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like sometimes I like the oldest one.
Every day, yeah. Like every day will be different. Sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talib Kweli, The Beautiful Struggle one day. Fucking No Effects, The Decline another day. Fuck it.
Man, it's funny. One of the artists I interviewed actually have like problems with Talib Kweli. Jacob the Reaper. They got into it on Twitter because like they have their own collective and stuff, and it's like Fang Life, but then they also call themselves like what was it, the industry Nazis, like, but they're all black from North Carolina, but like they call them that, so it's like kind of just like rebelling against like all the industry plans and everything that negative about it.
Yeah.
But Talib Kweli was like more just like, no, you guys shouldn't be using that word anyway, blah blah blah, like that's not right, this and that, blah blah blah. So,
I know an artist that has gotten into it with him too, from LA actually.
Jesus Christ, man! Like Talib got the time though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
Exactly.
Exactly. I listen to your podcast though. Don't get me wrong, Talib, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta just let things go. It's not worth it.
Fuck it.
Like you can't change everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And let alone going back and forth on Twitter and then just entertaining it. It ain't worth it, man. But then again, I don't know if they're ever gonna cross paths like that in general. So
yeah,
you're never gonna know what happens. I don't know. But sorry, I drift off a little bit in my mind. It's like, oh shit.
We're like Talib Kweli beef.
Yeah, I know,
exclusive.
Right? An odd conversation versus Talib Kweli right here.
What's this shit called? The People's something?
Yeah, I think not the People's Court. That's something you watch.
And that's what it should be called. With how much he be fucking beefing with people.
I know, man. Like it's like, dude, but the People's Court is something you watch when you're sick at home from school. It's like it's People's Court. Jerry Springer, Maury,
for sure,
and The Price is Right with Bob Barker. Those are the shows that really heal you from getting sick and then go back to school. That's the reality of it.
For sure, Jerry Springer. Sure. Or now it's Dr. Phil.
Yeah, no, we're leaving Dr. Phil out of this. No, he's
the new generation Jerry Springer, though.
I know,
especially with his prodigy.
But look what he brought into the hip hop community, man. He made Bad Baby a fucking thing. Man. But aside from all that, though, like, do you have any announcements you would like to make clear right now and throw it out there?
Morals is releasing next week. Mm-hmm. Follow me on Instagram, Bonita Azul, and check out Ego with Hollow and Kiddo. Check out New Shit with Rix and Fox, and go stream Morals and just stay tuned for a lot more stuff coming.
Yeah, hands down. And also check out those fucking music videos for sure.
Yes.
Like I love the home music video. I love the melody and you having that. But then even when it comes to oh my goodness, I had to look at my notes again just to make sure I get the title right. I did not want to fuck it up. And it was the latest one that you put out. It was On the Edge or On the Edge. Ugh.
Oh, On the Edge.
Yeah, On the Edge.
That's old.
Yeah, but the video was shot. Well, fucking Homa is older. You know
yeah, that's true.
You know, but be sure to like check out those videos because like the thing is that people underestimate music videos so much.
Yes.
And it's like you're painting a story there. You know, like do you have like creative direction with those or no?
Yeah, pretty much all of my music videos. Well, now it's a really now I'm just in a different mode with things where the music videos that I have up there, like Home on my channel, Home and On the Edge, and even Since You've Been Gone, they were kind of more so like a day in the life with me. Like, but I invited the filmers to come, and we just kind of went out and shot kind of on some guerrilla shit. Like, didn't really have specific scenes set up. It was just locations and looks, like the On the Edge video was a hotel in Las Vegas that the last company that I worked for, I traveled with them to Vegas a lot, and that was a hotel that we always stayed in. And when I like saw that hallway and that room for the first time, ever since I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I have to shoot a video here. And eventually I was able to do that. But now, we're putting actual treatments for videos together, and there's storylines and everything like that. So now it's a little bit different, but I've always been really hands-on with my videos.
Okay.
Yeah. And
then, so aside from the one with you and I think you and Fox have a video coming soon.
Yes, we're actually shooting it in New York.
Oh,
in the beginning of December.
So aside from that one,
me and Rix have a video for a song called "Lock Me Away." We're finishing up the shoot for this weekend, and then we're gonna be. Rix has a song called "Lost the Rhyme" that we're shooting a video for next weekend. We've been shooting like nonstop. We kind of went ham and bought a bunch of equipment, and we've just been shooting nonstop. All three of us, we've been putting our ideas together and just making them come to life. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, hands down. And I think especially with quarantine and not having that opportunity to go out to do these things, there should be no excuse for creatives not to get some shit done.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It's the time.
Exactly. Shit. Well. Just like an intro, I don't have an outro either. But, I do go by Tony Awdball. And this is a Not Conversation, here with a very special guest.
Bonnie Blue.
Bonnie Blue. Check her out, stream her shit, and all that bullshit.
All that bullshit!